Hey, this is Coach Marty,
And this is Lori.
and it's time for That Sports Couple.
What?
Brought to you by
Diamond Distributing.
Colonial Exterminating Company,
Edward Jones, C. Robert Hemel.
Wendy Benedetto, Matter in Blue,
Sports Pub, Dusterhand.
Adam Roussel, Riverbend, Chiropractic, River Parishes Trophies,
The Seafood Pod. Laplace Glassworks. Welcome to That Sports Couple, your favorite podcast, sports podcast, with me, Lori Lyons, the longtime sports writer, and this guy, Marty Luquette, the longtime coach, now Uber driver. This is our little podcast, Marty.
This is always fun. This is our chance to get together each week and talk about what happened and what's going on. And hey, we're 10 weeks done.
The regular season is over and
Time.
done with.
Time for the second season.
It flew by, and I'm not the only person who says that.
No.
It flew by, went really, really quick.
You can imagine if you're a senior's parent and watched it fly by. And hopefully they're all in the playoffs, but I think we have all but one, huh?
All but one of our teams made the playoffs. Good luck to everybody. We hope you go far, make it all the way to the Superdome, and play in the Superdome in the last week. No crying in football before then.
Make it to the dome. We'll be sitting in them plush seats down about the 50.
Used to be upstairs in the air conditioning.
I did that no more.
So the second season begins this week, but we only have 3 teams playing.
The second season, but because our teams are so strong and then we're such a good group that we ended up with a bunch of buys.
Okay, buys. 4 against buys. Riverside has had 2 weeks off because they had a forfeit and now a bye. That's bad, right?
Well, once they broke the brackets into 8 instead of 4, the bottom of the bracket would be really bad. Like
So
two and 6 teams would be making it into the bracket.
well, that did happen. So they took those out and added buys.
Right.
But now everybody's got a week off.
Well, but you get a chance to get healthy. You get a chance to be off. If you played all 10 games, you need that. It wouldn't hurt
Makes
you.
sense. If you only played 8.
But if you're like Riverside and you're only played 9 and your off one was the last week, now you're looking at 2 weeks off. That's
not
hard.
good.
That's hard.
I think that's bad. But anyway. All right. So this week, we're going to talk about week 11 first. Let's do that. The first round of the playoffs, Destrehan is the number 3 seed in Division 1 non-select. They have a bye. Hawnville is the number 11 seed in Division 1 non-select. They will host number 22 Slidell, which is 6-4. Slidell beat Lutcher the first week of the season, 30-22, and last week they beat North Shore 42-3.
Slidell is it's a tough draw, actually. Mm-hmm. You know, either for a 22, that's a tough draw because they are capable of playing well and giving you all you want, you know. So Hondo actually got a tougher draw than you would think when you draw a 22 seed, but 5A's like that. You know,
there's a lot of teams.
There's a lot of good teams, and teams are fighting to get in. And they had some good teams that ended up just outside. You know? So, you know, you're not going to get anybody really, really bad, you know, and Slidell give them a good contest.
There you go. Division 2 non-select. Lutcher is the number 10 seed and will host number 23 Iota. We've been to Iota. We've been to Iota. Went to a football game in Iota. In the middle of nowhere. It was like Field of Dreams. Like you saw the stadium lights in the middle of nowhere, and you went, I think that's it. I think it was St. James played at Iota, or St. John, one of the two. Iota is 4-6. They lost to Northwest, which I've never heard of, 45-14 last week. Iota's a tiny little town, though.
Well, there's a team that made it deep in the bracket with a losing record.
Correct.
That's what they're trying to get away with. That's what the buys are for.
Yeah. go back to the way it was. Letcher is number 10 seed. They get to host. St. James is the number 3 seed in Division II non-select, and they have a bye.
Right off again for St. James. But,
I bet they go watch Letcher.
but see, what the bye does, not only does it set you up with a week off, but it also sets you up with home games.
True.
And you want to get the buys because that means you get to be home on extra weeks. And that's important when you get down the stretch.
Division 4, non-select, number 15, West St. John will host number 18, General Trask, which is from Lake Providence area. They are 5-4. This could be a war. They beat Delhi last week, 62-26.
And the difference between the select and the non-select in Division 4 is huge, with number of teams that are really, really good, and the overload is in the select side. So West St. John gets in there, and they get to host a game, and they said they were going to build on this year, and hopefully they can get one right here and win a playoff game and build on that.
Tough nights in the season get you ready for this. In Division 2 select, St. Charles Catholic has a bye, and Division 4 select, Riverside Academy has a bye. That's our teams. And East St. John is building brick by brick, and
and St. Charles and Riverside both have great chance of winning and making it to the Dome. They both have very, very good teams. You throw St. James in there and Destrehan in there too. But they both have a chance to go far as the number 2 seeds. That's the highest seeds we have.
Cool. Well, let's talk about what they did last week in the final week of the season, how they closed everything out. Destrehan defeated Thibodeau. I thought this one was going to be closer. Destrehan defeated Thibodeau 49-26. That gives Destrehan the District 8-5A championship, and they've now won 7 games in a row.
Yeah, they played a couple really tough first early in the season games, and went 2-2.
They finished 8-2.
They went 2-2 in the preseason before they hit the district, and then they made that run. And they're good. And they played Alexandria, who's one of the top teams in select. That was one of their losses. So they're playing teams that you want to play and that make it difficult. They played Catholic High early in the season. That's one of the top 2 seeds in the Class 1 select. So they'll show no shame in the 2 they lost to, and with 8 wins, I think they've got this rolling. And like I said, they have a really good chance of winning.
Yep, there you go. Last week, HL Bourgeois defeated East St. John 38-20. East St. John finished the season 1-9.
Tough season.
Tough season.
That's 2 in a row. And, logically, with the way everything in the state has been going lately, you think, okay, well, it's time to make changes. But that's not necessarily going to happen.
No, I don't think so.
That's not because Coach Brown does a great job, and he has been very successful in the past. So you got to say, is it the coach or is it the players at this time? And right now, you're doing this up and down, and I think right now we're just looking at a situation where they're lacking a few players.
Correct. Sorry. Pondville played on Thursday night, defeated Lakeshore 28-21. Fabian Celestine had 2 touchdowns. Bennett Nakan and Michael Props had touchdowns, and Landon Teague threw for 2 touchdowns. The Tigers finished the regular season 8-2.
8-2, and they're playing. They had a great season. They played very well, and their only 2 losses were in district. They were to Terrebonne early in the first district game, and then they lost to Destrehan in a game that they were in for 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a good club, and that win is a nice win because Lakeshore is very, very good 4A team and has played well. So that was a big win.
Yeah.
21-14?
No, 28-21.
28-27, 1-score game.
Correct.
That's a good contest. That was probably a great game.
Yeah. When we talked last week, we said we thought it was going to be a battle. Okay, Lutcher smushed South Lafourche 42-3. South Lafourche. Hey, I want to say this. South Lafourche has a 9th grade player. His last name is Lyons. Don't know him. Don't know if he's related. I don't think so. But hey, go ahead. We'll talk about you one day. Lutcher is on a roll, and they are exactly where they need to be heading into playoffs.
Well, and South Lafourche have been playing well.
Yes.
As of late, and they lost to Edie White, which was a tightly contested game, and they lost that one late, and but they were playing well. Then Lutcher goes and just smokes them.
42-3.
Yeah, they just smoked them. So Lutcher's playing well again, and didn't it always seem to be that way?
Yes, I never take anything for granted with Lutcher. But we talked about, and somebody said, this is supposed to be Lutcher's rebuilding year. That's still a dang good year, correct?
Well, when your tradition says that you win,
yes,
it's kind of like Destrehan has a saying, tradition,
never dies,
never graduates. and that's, schools like that just seem to roll them over and keep coming.
Well, St. Charles Catholic last year had their little blip. This year might be Lutcher's little blip. Doesn't mean they had a bad year. Just means it wasn't as awesome as it has been, right?
Well, you set a standard that's really high,
That's on you.
And then you got to keep up with it. Sometimes I get
set the bar a little high there, boys. Riverside Academy did not play. Crescent City Christian forfeited. So the Rebels were off last week and had a big wild party. No, I'm just kidding. St. Charles Catholic, this was a shocker. Defeated Shaw 24-0. Not only that, the Comets held Shaw to 15 yards. Total offense. 15 yards. -1 in the second half.
15
yards.
That's hard to believe.
It's true.
Someone that,
That's what Crescent City Sports said.
Yeah, that's hard.
They never crossed midfield, so.
I'm going to just start throwing it deep. I'm bound to hit one and get more than 15 yards. Just throw it deep on every play.
That was a butt whooping. So St. Charles Catholic won the District 9 4A championship, and they're the number 1 seed. So they've obviously rebounded from their little blip.
Yes. And played the same schedule.
Yeah.
The exact same schedule.
Exactly.
All the big monsters, they all came out, and this year they took care of them. So you figure it out.
And they get a week off.
And the one game they lost was to St. James, and the last play was a tip ball that landed on the.
Oh my God!
That could have fell, and maybe they win that one too.
They probably reliving that one in their dreams.
Yeah.
All right, St. James defeated Berwick 63-0. St. James has now won 7 games by 32 or more.
Well, when they get it cranked up,
yeah,
it's hard to stop. And when they play inferior teams, they gotta score from all over the place, and that's what they did in this game.
Yeah,
we said that one last week was pick your score.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about poor little Berwick, but there you go. So St. James is rolling in the playoffs. St. James has a bye. They get a week off. There you go. And last but certainly not least, West St. John defeated Centerville, which I don't even know what Centerville is. Action Barnes had 2 touchdowns. Sorry.
Centerville's in the the village. I don't know.
See what I put up with. And Kaylin Gardner ran for 124 yards and a touchdown. Action Barnes had 145 yards. West St. John is 5-5 on the season. Action Barnes. I know. Should have named your mama should have named you Action Luquette.
Yeah. Reaction.
There you go. We also want to talk a little bit of volleyball because we haven't. The playoffs started, and now they are going to finish this weekend. It used to be my favorite weekend covering volleyball in the Pontchartrain Center. I loved it. I would go in there on Thursday and not come out until 1 a.m. on Saturday night, and with 10% less of my hearing. But it was fun. It really was. It was such a small, confined space, and all the teams were there, and the mascots, and the teams, and the students, and the bands. Chalmette was the first one I remember to bring a band. And look, I was there every single year. And then Riverside made it to ULL, the Cajun Dome, a couple of years ago, and I said, okay, I was wrong. That this is a championship venue for these girls, and they deserved it. I mean, the Ponchatoon Center was fun, and I loved it, and it was easy for me to cover, except the security were over anxious. But the Cajun Dome is a great venue and a nice championship for the ladies. So we have two teams heading to Lafayette. They will play Thursday. This will come out Friday, so we'll update you next week. Country Day is the #1 seed and has won more championships than I can count. And I have silver hairs in my head. And they get to play #9 Riverside.
I think they won like 9 in a row.
A bunch. Yeah.
And Riverside gets to draw them.
A little crawfish mascot. And that's Division 4. And Division 3, Lutcher is the #8 seed, and they get to play the #1 seed as well, St. Michael.
Hey,
You made it.
yeah. Your day off.
No, I'm not gonna say that. You got a chance. Everybody has a chance. You just never know. You never know when your hitters are gonna get hot and they get dazzled by the lights or whatever, and we've seen it.
Not those two teams.
You
They go every year.
never know.
Come on. St. Joe,
St. Michael.
St. Michael.
St. Joseph's is Division 1.
These guys go all the time, so. Oh, well, we'll see.
We'll see. So what happens. Good luck, ladies. Enjoy it. It's a wonderful experience for you guys, and I hope there's press people there. I know that probably Kevin Foote will be there to cover
Ain't
it.
nobody there.
Kevin Foote will be there. The Lafayette paper. I bet you. Bet you.
Hey, how about them Saints?
The Saints won a game.
They look good.
I know.
Played
Oh,
some
shucks.
defense.
Gotta go get that shirt now. That flirty girl.
And, rookie quarterback.
I did
put on
not-
a show.
Did not see that coming.
Yep.
See when you say, "Oh, we're gonna lose," then they might surprise you. And they did. And Tulane rebounded from the Memphis, UT San Antonio,
To beat Memphis.
to beat Memphis
They ranked Memphis.
on the road, which was fun to watch. And I want the shirt. After the game, Coach Summerall said RMFW, and everybody's like, I'm not going to say it, but I want the shirt. You can get the hoodie. Campus Connection, RMFW.
Oh,
Mother flipping, he said, wave. And Saturday is their homecoming. Are we going?
We are.
We're going.
3 o'clock game.
3 o'clock. Oh, okay. Won't be too hot. Won't be too cold.
We have to do the cover.
I know. Roll waves.
And then, of course, there's another team in Baton Rouge.
Still don't have a coach. Do you really think Nick Saban's going to come back? He's the betting favorite, right?
Scott Rabelais wrote an article, and he said that that's the only way they can save it. He just thinks that they're not going to be able to get anybody else that's going to come in because it's a cluster. And
Nick Saban will come in and say,
Nick
get out of my office.
And Nick will come in and do it for 2-3 years and save it because he loves LSU.
Like, see, I would think that they would make him like director of football operations or something and let him hire the coach. You know what I mean?
I'd make it bad later. But, and personally, I just don't see, I don't see it happen.
He said he didn't want to, when he retired, he said he was getting out because of NIL. He hated it. And so he's going to come back in when it's at its peak.
NIL and transfer.
And the portal. Yeah, and the portal. He hated
the
it.
combination of the two. How much can you give me? How much will you give me? Well, you think that's going to change at LSU? It's going to be worse.
How do you even recruit with that? Like, I don't see it happening, but people do.
But he's right. Rabelais' right. Nick's really the only one that could that can make this go away
Because he's been there.
because he's Nick. He can make it go away, put him back on track, and then get out of the way again. You know, but Willie, he's making 7 figures. ESPN, you know, working on.
He's got such a cushy job.
7 figures doing that. I'm not leaving.
Giving up the lake house and the boat and Miss Terry and.
Well, I think she'd come, Laura.
Well, maybe she didn't like that range.
But they all went. He came through the press box during the LSU Alabama game, but he didn't stop and talk to anybody. He kept rolling.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Oh, really?
With her in tow, and they were all wearing their crimson. So
You think that was a message?
probably, you know. But it's Nick does what Nick wants. You know, if Nick
Yes,
says
he
I
does.
want it, he'll get it.
Yes,
if
he
Nick,
does.
Nick says there ain't no way, there ain't enough money.
He is an intimidating human. He got inducted in Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame last summer. And I mean, I'm a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. And I walked up to him and I had the same jacket he had on. And I said, hey, we have the same jacket. And he looked at me like,
Yeah, what's the point?
I was trying to just make a joke and break the ice. And he was like, get these people. He just doesn't seem like a fun guy. You know, he's not the kind of guy you want to go have a couple of beers with at the Pioneer Pub after.
He showed way more personality on the Saturday morning show than he ever showed as a coach. You know, and like he would come to school to Destrehan to recruit,
Oh, yeah.
and he'd come in a suit, you know, and he'd have, you know, $600 shoes and $2,000 suit with no socks, and I drove everybody crazy, by the way. But he would, you know, and he would go and see the principal, and he'd see the coach, and he'd see the kids, and he'd leave. And then the next coach was Les Miles, and Les would walk around the building and just walk into the classroom. Hey, how you doing? You know, and shake the
So did
teacher's
Coach
hand.
O. I saw Coach O a
Yeah.
couple times.
You know, they Les went around and made sure everybody knew he was there, and he was very friendly. Coach O put a helicopter in the backyard, you know, put it on the baseball field. Came in a helicopter to recruit, and you know, everybody knew O was there because he was so loud, you know,
Yeah.
and so friendly. So yeah, Nick's not the most friendly person you know.
I mean,
There ain't no there.
he's an introvert. Maybe he's just shy.
Yeah,
You know?
okay, maybe.
There are some of us that just like to sit in the corner and observe. Like,
Yeah, that's what he does at practice. No.
what do you ever see guys? I'm not saying he's one of them, but do you ever see guys on you know, they show them on TV and they're not coaching? Like they have the headset on, but they're not talking. They're not talking to anybody. You never see them doing anything. Those are the ones that drive me kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's not Nick.
Oh, no.
He's ripping somebody all the time.
Well, yeah, or throwing the headset. throwing it at somebody, to somebody.
You know, my thing about when I think of Nick, what makes me think he was such an intense coach, is he would be in a 40-point blowout and have the subs in there. And if they didn't play to the standard of Alabama football, he was on their ass.
Yeah.
You know, and he didn't care what the score was. You
Right.
were playing to this standard, and you better get it done. You know, so you know that's what made him so good.
There you go. All right. Well, we have a short show this week because there's not that much going on. We talked volleyball. We talked football. We talked week 10. We only have 3 games in week 11. We have a dog, Lola. We are empty nesters. We have nobody to feed on Thanksgiving.
So we're gonna let Tulane feed us.
I just think that's so cool. Like,
Tulane does a family.
for all the people who can't go home or whatever.
Kids that they're playing.
Yeah.
So and their parents come here and they have a team Thanksgiving meal, and the staff can bring their families, and Courtney has invited us.
That's so cool.
So we're gonna eat.
Our daughter has moved away, flown the nest, and
Doing great.
got the job. She got the job at the library. We're very excited. She's going to be a children's librarian in Citrus County, Florida. We're very excited for her. She read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom and remembered me reading it to her as a kid. So read to your children. It might get them a job one day.
Well, we thank you for being with us, all our loyal fans.
4 of you. Please tell a friend.
Well, we love all 4 of you.
Thank you for watching. And what?
You can't remember all mine.
It's your line.
I just said it.
What? Oh, say it again.
We love all of you, all 4 of you.
And we love each other.
Thought she was good.
And went right over my head. There you go.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Brought to you by Robert Hemel and Edward Jones Investing on Belterre Boulevard in La Plaza. Trust Robert with all your investment needs.
Brought to you by Colonial Exterminating Company, a local family-owned company that will help you get rid of termites, pests, and rodents. They're a Christ-based company looking forward to serving you.
Brought to you by Laplace Glassworks, your trusted local glass company since 1984. Give us a break. We'll fix it. Hey, Marty.
Yeah, Lori.
Did you hear about the pop-up?
No, tell me about it.
Oh, forget it. It was over your head. You like that one, huh? Bye.